Hey, y'all, come on in. We're glad you found us.
We're feeling very wise today with our soap from Stirling Soap Company.
It's a Christmas morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our barbershop where your chair is always open. And if you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why? Come on into the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks from all over the world hanging out. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, Melinda, Marcus's cousin, came over and smelled Christmas Eve and about lost her marbles. So as soon as we could get the EDT, we ordered it.
Y'all, and this was last summer. She went into our soap cabinet and took all the Christmas Eve stuff that we had ready for next winter, so we had to restock. Rod, Mandy, what a glorious scent this is. If 9 people smelled this, I think all of them would just go, hey, that's Christmas, right?
They would. And somehow in the EDT form, as it dries down, the whiffs that you get of it, we have it in the wax melt, we have it in the splash, but there's something here that each whiff, it just reminds me, and I have to smile. I can't help myself.
And some of the best priced EDTs in the business. Y'all head over and take a look if you want a little extra bump after your aftershave for those special scents. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is a classic for the holidays here. Frankincense and Myrrh.
And somehow we did not grab it last year.
No.
But I'm glad this came out because I really enjoy the more natural scent notes from Stirling. The single scent notes or just the double scent notes. Things like glacial cedar or even the lime was beautiful. So, let's see what Christmassy mysteries and wonders might be hiding when we meet the soap. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
A scent that's fit for a king and this season. Lather up a rich blend of frankincense, myrrh, vanilla, cardamom, and copaiba balsam. All right.
Y'all, Marcus was wrong. I thought this was just frankincense and myrrh.
No.
There is a lot going on under the surface.
Right?
But I'm excited because sometimes you'll see a single scent note from Stirling like glacial cedar. But there's lime under there. There's other stuff in there that make it wearable and beautiful. And I am excited because it looks like the same thing has happened here with these rich desert spices.
And I've really wanted to spend more time getting to know frankincense and myrrh separate because they'll be thrown in other shave soaps. But here, they're kind of meant to be the all-stars. So I'm curious how those other scents help us get to know frankincense and myrrh.
And isn't it funny that when we do see a myrrh note in a list of scent notes, if you keep reading, it generally ends up saying frankincense later on. Somehow, these are like bosom buddies when it comes to scent
Peanut
notes.
butter and jelly.
Rarely see one without the other. So let's see which one pops out first when we open the box. All right, y'all, we just got our alert that our box from Black Friday from Stirling Soap Company has shipped, and apparently it had to have its own truck because it weighs somewhere between 300 and 400 pounds. It's coming on a pallet. We're very excited.
I think this is the last one in this box, so we can be getting rid of this box to make room
There's
for the
only
other
one
one.
set in that giant box.
It's been
This is
waiting.
going to be funny. Okay, let's see what we got in it.
I think. Did I do it right?
Ah, yeah, look at this. There's only one single solitary little soap hiding at the bottom of this. Let's see if we can see who packed our order this time. Marcus, thank you for your order. Hope you enjoy from Alex. Thanks, Alex. It's nice to meet you.
Okay, here's the lovely
There it is.
soap.
Oh, I was wondering what the little graphic would be. It's a little clone shaving brush.
Oh, okay.
And there's the splash and stir.
Oh, it's kind of got a golden hue here.
Well, hey,
Amber?
You know why? Because it's frankincense, myrrh, and gold.
There you go.
Thank
See?
you. You'll smell better just watching this.
Nailed it.
Good night, everybody. Perfect friends. And we're ready for a little trip to follow the star. Why don't you come with us for a first impression? I'm going first because I've been wondering what this is going to smell like for a year. And I am especially excited because when I first got to Catholic school, the first thing we talked about, first day of freshman religion, was the wise men story. And the reason was the teacher said, when you read your Bibles, I want you to do it carefully. Because there's some stuff that you're going to just assume that isn't actually written there. For example, how many wise men were there? And all a bunch of hands shot up. 3, right? No, it doesn't say that. It just says the wise men showed up with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And since there were 3 gifts, we just kind of made the assumption that there are 3 wise men. And then they said, what were their names? And my hand to God, a bunch of kids were like, Balthazar, and like knew their names. And the teachers will start laughing like, That is nowhere in the Bible. Humans just like came up with that somewhere along the line.
Interesting.
So this was the very beginning of my reading the Bible, especially the gospel narratives, and like read them from scratch.
Right.
Start over. Erase everything you think you know and take a fresh look at the text. It's a really cool way to do it.
And now you're going to have a scent.
Maybe this will even help me do that. All right, so here we go.
I'm so curious.
I know. I love the idea that there's vanilla in this. Because when I do think of those sort of spices, like tobacco, vanilla maybe, vanilla does amazing things to it. So let's see what happens with these.
Well, and it's interesting because Stirling offers a few for the holidays. Like we have Candy Cane, totally fun. Christmas Eve, that nostalgia. And then this is more that other side of the holiday, which is kind of cool.
Maybe the one that's not so crowd-pleasing, but a little bit more realistic to the season. So
get your nose in there.
All right. Oh, y'all, 5 ounces of love and joy right there. Okay, here we go. Taking it in.
Ooh, is it good whiff?
Wow.
Do we know frankincense and myrrh?
I don't think so.
Okay. Or not like this.
I was expecting deeper, richer spices that you find in like the Bazaar by Bricktown Grooming. Those kind of almost berry-ish gourmand spices. Nay.
Okay.
That is not what frankincense and myrrh are. These are in the mids and lights.
Oh, interesting.
Hold on. Wow. Well, the cool thing is, your brain starts off by going, okay, this is a wood, I think. But what wood is it? And then as you follow it down, it's not anymore. It takes a turn.
Okay.
And I think one of these is actually an incense. So it starts off as wood. We will discover those as the episode wears merrily forward. But I started off with a beautiful, like sort of cypressy scent. And then my brain followed it until it sort of took a turn into a resin or a stone or a brick kind of a smell and stayed there in the middle. And then some lighter stuff, which I'm assuming are those other little scent notes hiding in here, kind of came in over the top notes to soothe out anything that might be a little too bitter or a little bit too pokey. Because you can tell the originals had some strong characters that would need a little balancing out. Well, now let me see if I can tell the difference between the frankincense and the myrrh. Because I don't think so, but let me see. Wow. I really thought I would get a sense of smoke or something deeper or richer.
That's what I was thinking.
These are lights. These are tans. These are whites. These are creams. These are different colors. My brain's well, the brown on the label.
So that makes sense
as dark
now.
as it gets. Absolutely. And nothing that even goes as spicy as tobacco. Certainly nothing as spicy as oud. Okay. This is a clean, what he said. This is beguiling. Hold on.
So do we have anything that has these in them? Like, can
yes.
you tell we've smelled something with this?
Yes, and a lot of the Christmas oats we have some of this hiding under the surface. I feel like some of the barbershops we have this hiding under the surface.
Okay.
Yo. And the cool thing is, this is more of a friendly personality. This isn't so much a vibe. This is more of a person. This is more of like a clever person, but a more natural one. It is interesting that I don't recognize these from the funeral industry because they used to use frankincense and myrrh to kind of help with death rituals and things and kind of help cover other smells that aren't so Christmassy. Yeah, I'll put my flag in that. This is something beautifully woody and clean that takes a turn and almost goes resinous and rocky and sandy under the surface. All right, you take this in. I want to see what you get from it.
So in my mind, because back in the day I was an altar server, and you got to help with the incense going
Eucharistic
around.
minister.
And I really thought that frankincense and myrrh would smell something for some reason in that lane.
Right.
So I'm curious to get my nose on here. I'm probably wrong, but I think for some reason in my mind, just associating it with the whole Catholic stuff, I just thought it'd be something in there.
I think with a couple of the episodes we have to come for the Christmas season, like Vespers or Cathedral, those are going to hit a few more of those places in me. But this, y'all, does not smell anything like the church incense that you might be expecting. And that's kind of what I thought too. And that's kind of why I thought maybe it'd go darker or smokier. But no, this is not the incense that the Catholics use. But, you know, your father, your dress is lovely, but your purse is on fire. That thing. Yeah, this is way different. Okay. Take it in.
All right. Well, let's see. I'm actually very curious because I'm hoping it'll help me know what frankincense and myrrh are.
It totally will.
At least enough to get an idea. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're right. That is way brighter than I was expecting.
Right.
That does not have. I'm even trying to find a better word for it. Like I almost got like a lemon tree leaf.
Right.
Like the other parts of it. Like I don't think there's citruses in here, but the brightness of this scent is way more up there than I was expecting.
I love you found a little green because so did I, but I didn't say it yet.
Yeah, and then but there's And my brain almost got like the color of like an amber or a honey or like something in nature that would be those colors because it's bright, but it's not in your face. It's not like flashing neon. It's just a brighter, lighter scent.
I think it's a cousin to Bay Laurel.
Yes, actually, but that's darker to me.
Right, yes.
A little bit darker because it's more the dried leaf kind of vibe.
Both of them do their charm without a crazy amount of sweet.
Yeah.
And I love that because I'm a sucker for sweet. Is it obvious? So if a soap is not going to be sweet, it has to do a little extra to win me over. And boy, does this go the extra mile.
And I don't want to say like the natural scent is like a deterrent for some people, but I do like knowing that this is kind of as close as it is coming out of the ground with some other friends to just live in there with it. I like having that, like, you know, sometimes not a manufactured scent, but a recreated scent or an imaginary scent. Sometimes it's nice to just go back to the baseline of where it starts.
Well, I love you said that because EDPs are indeed manufactured. Hate to break it to us, but they are. Yes, this smells like someone that's been on a hike. This smells like someone who has been outside, maybe following a star, looking for certain, very natural vibe to it. I wouldn't think this was somebody wearing any product.
No, but it's funny because I feel like if I say the word natural, people go like all hippie about it. Right. But this doesn't have, if I were to smell this, I don't get that vibe at all.
I used to think that like natural equals patchouli. Yeah. That's just a good way of saying, hey, this is going to be old bank.
Well, when you live close to Berkeley and San Francisco, it kind of has.
Probably.
I feel like whoever would wear this, it would just add some lovely brightness and cleanliness to them. It wouldn't take over. It's just a gentle little, I mean, maybe when we get to the splash, it'll have that little more masculine side to it. I was just assuming it'd be there. Right. But here, I really don't get that at all.
No. And this smells like my mom's dad, the farmer, E-I-E-I-O, because he liked to wear his Old Spice, but that was it. And then anything else he put on him, the balms, the salves, the different things, the lip balms, which he used to call Tippy for some reason. Anybody know what that's about? They all had like a Burt's Bees natural scent to them, and he would have loved this. This is exactly up his alley.
That's a good, like, at least genre to put this in, because I had a few different cuticle oils that was from Burt's Bees, and this kind of is close to that. Let's, trying to compare a scent that I have to help y'all. I don't think there was any lime or citrus listed, but there's something in my brain that wants to put it approaching that category. Right. But the other spices that are here, again, are not the normal, like, warm, cozy spices. They're not like the cinnamon vibe to me.
More adventurous.
Yeah, but they're lighter, too. They don't go too far into, like, the bay rummy side at all. Anything in there. It's its own thing.
Well, it makes perfect sense to me, because the original Christmas Eve was not about Christmas trees and coffee and pumpkin pie. Y'all, this was a manger because there was no room for a bed. Right. So this, going after that Christmas star, was an adventure. You weren't waiting for a warm 70s living room at the end of that trail. No. You didn't know what you were going to find except perhaps the Messiah, the Son of God. Y'all, this was an adventurous soap for some adventurous guys.
I feel like every stereotypical picture of, like, with the wise men looking at the North Star coming down, like, you see that yellow pool of light. Yeah. And there's something about this that it just has that light brightness that's coming out of it, but via a scent profile, if that could make sense.
It does. They even say that the original wise men were actually astronomers, and they were following a comet. And when they saw it, that's where they were like, that doesn't belong there. Right. Let's go see what's going on over there, right? Miracles and wonders. Now, before we list them individually, do you sense a little trio of things hiding under the frankincense and myrrh?
I still don't know if I figured out what part is frankincense or myrrh or the other stuff that are best friends. All I know is that it works so well here that it could almost become its own scent note.
Right.
Like how you mentioned cedar earlier. Like, there's other stuff in there, but it works so well and so cohesive, like it just could be its own scent.
So why don't we actually start by looking at the scent notes for frankincense and myrrh themselves? All right, y'all, so from the answer page at google.com.
The smell of frankincense is somewhat similar to that of rosemary, pine sap, and sweet amber, which share some common elements. While frankincense has a woody scent, it's not quite like the creamy and sensual woodiness of sandalwood or the smoky and rich woodiness of vetiver. So its own kind of thing.
Oh, so we got to figure out which one is the comedian and which one is the straight man. This is feeling a little bit more like the straight man. And what does myrrh smell like?
Compared to frankincense, which is relatively loud, cool, bright, and lemony or terpenic, myrrh is quiet, darker, warmer, and root beery or earthy. Oh, okay.
So this is the comedian. Frankincense is the straight man. Everybody knows this.
I guess so. It's funny that they listed like a lemony kind of scent, because I get that. And there is something that's warmer, but and quiet. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The darker side I don't really get. Maybe, again, in the splash we'll get a little bit more of that. But it is honestly hard to pull them apart.
That's why I was wondering, because you rarely see one without the other, even in scents that have nothing to do with them, where they're being used as totally the base notes they're meant to be hidden.
Right.
You don't see them separate. So I think there's just parts of one that click to the other so well, they are always there in pairs. But why don't we go back to the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
A scent that's fit for a king and this season. Lather up a rich blend of frankincense, myrrh, vanilla, but it's a lighter vanilla.
Yes, and I think evidenced by the fact that the tub is not oxidized. So just light touches of vanilla, and I don't really sense them, do you?
No, and again, I just think it keeps it lighter. And then cardamom, which I now know because you put that in your mashed potatoes. Right. And it is a gentle spice.
Yes, cardamom is kind of what I would put into something if I wanted it to smell a little bit like a flannel blanket.
I get that.
Something like that. It's a beautiful, rich spice. But again, I think it's being used a little bit judiciously here so it doesn't get in the way of the main players. And then this is the wood I think I was sensing at the beginning as like a Shipra kind of thing. Copaiba balsam. Y'all, Copaiba balsam. Sarah was right. Honey, peppery, y'all, beautiful. I love that the little notes in here are not jumping out of my nose because it means they're supporting the frankincense and myrrh in the right way.
It's so interesting to me, and I don't know if it's just how it's working in the base here. Maybe when we lather it up, it'll come to me more. But I just assumed that frankincense and myrrh wouldn't be something we'd be jumping out of our seats for.
Right.
But somehow smelling it here, it's thoroughly enjoyable.
Just like bay laurel, when I smell it's like, wow, the bay without the rum. Yeah. What a beautiful natural scent that is. This is its first close cousin, y'all.
Yep.
These are our bougie sticks from Amazon.com because we're paranoid about getting germs into our soaps. And this is my brand new Captain's Choice Copper Bowl. It's in the polished colorway. And boy, do I love this thing because it holds on to the heat. Just the heat from my hand starts blooming the soap. It's amazing. Look at the tarnish pattern that's happening at the bottom of the bowl. I plan to shine this up with some polish every couple of months, but that's
it looks
beautiful.
pretty.
Patina pattern. So y'all, this is the patented vertical bloom here at the Barbershop Duet. I'm going to put all the water I'm going to need for the shave in now. At least I'm going to aim for that. So now that the soap's a little bit wet, I'm just going to bring the dry bristles of the brush here and start rotating them. And that soap is going to start making its way onto the bristles with as little water as necessary, because that's the goal at first. And then our patented Barbershop Duet move. Spin the brush. 25%. Do it again. Push down for a little backbone. Start to get a little spirograph pattern on the bottom of the bowl. And then spin it again. Another 25%. Again, forward, backwards, little backbone. And by now, only about 20% of that soap is going to be left in the ridges. And where to go? It's inside the bristles of your brush. Then we're going to dive down. Go slow on this part because this is sloppy. And soak up the water. And now, y'all, you got a brush that's heavy with soap with a brand new cast of water on it, and it is ready for the world's best face lather, or check this out, the world's best bowl lather. So I'm just going to start here. We got big bubbles that start getting smaller and smaller and smaller until they turn into yogurt. Look at
I'm getting wonderful whiffs from here.
I am too. And something about the copper is even going with the smell of this so beautifully.
It's funny because it's not quite lemon. I know it said lemony, but I get that just a gentle citrus. It doesn't smell like furniture cleaner, though. I know a lot of people assume like a woodsy lemon. It's not there.
But I love that you said that, because I feel like if you put this in front of the nose of somebody who's never really smelled shaving soaps, the first thing they would say is probably lemon. And just about the time that all the soap is gone into the lather itself from the bottom of the bowl, you are about ready for your shave.
Nice and yogurty.
I had the best shave of my life last month ever, and it was with a Stirling lather. This stuff is amazing, and it has no business being as cheap as it is. $14.25. Why are you out of your mind?
We love having our friends that have never lathered before try out Stirling, because you're like, you can't mess it up. This is what you do. So this is another one we can have for them.
All right, y'all. So this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Do You Sense Frankincense Whiff. On 3, 1, 2.
Oh,
you know,
it opened up a little more amber, maybe?
Building new things in this. I'm getting the lemon, I'm getting the amber, I'm even getting a tiny wisp of what might be the vanilla.
Oh, the vanilla.
This is wild.
Yeah, it's like a creamy, I know it said the balsam kind of thing. So it's something got creamy, not completely sweet, but like it's in there.
You know what it is? I think it's standing in for what sandalwood would normally do. But if you were to bring in sandalwood, like it said, it would have made the frankincense and myrrh a little bit too creamy, a little bit too, well, normie. And yeah, when we do watch our Double A Shaves video, hey, Aaron, we like to see how the lather coats his face. So we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. But I will do that. Y'all, we are 2 minutes away from a Santa Claus beard here. Look at this.
We really are. 'Tis the season, you know?
Wow.
Oh, it does smell wonderful and like kind of rejuvenating. I don't know, that bright scent to it.
I wonder if Jesus shaved.
I'm guessing no.
And y'all, we've got our frankincense, we've got our myrrh, but I'm eyeing that splash over there, and I think I know where to find the gold. Let's take this down a few steps.
Hey, ready?
I am so ready. All right, hit me.
Okay.
There you go.
That's a good one. Throw it on here. Let's see.
Oh!
Yeah?
Y'all.
There you go.
If you are fans of lime, fans of bay laurel, boy, is this going to be your new favorite. What a beautiful, natural, spicy, but light and clean scent this is.
Right.
Lemon! I am getting lemon now, and it's beautiful.
Oh, funny. I'm getting less lemon. I'm getting more like amber honey with a little woodsy vibe happening.
That's what's going on here, folks. It is somewhere in the middle.
There's a part in Ben Franklin that's really, really enjoyable. And there's other parts that I know people kind of are a little concerned about. But that
Old man's pants.
It's not that. But then the fun kind of woodsy bright side that I get in that scent, I'm somehow happening in this. I don't, just the natural side of it, I really do feel it coming through.
You are so right. This might be a third Ben Franklin.
Just the really nice, bright, ambery sides that are in there.
Yes. And you know what? I adore Ben Franklin. Rod wrote to me after we shot the review, and he was like, that didn't smell like an old man to you? And I was like, no, it smelled beautiful. You know why? I grew up in California campgrounds, and it smelled like the little buildings that used to hold the little firewood, or used to hold the little showers, or those ancient buildings that were just sort of going back to nature, right? That's what it smells like to me. It helps me relive those camping adventures. So I love what this is doing.
I know it's like, you know, it kind of has this therapeutic vibe happening for me. Like almost like a lavender wood or like something else. Like you don't know you need this scent on its own.
Right.
But so far this is the most OG version I think we've smelled of just having these scents come out. I know there's the other stuff in there. But again, I think those just help bring out the frankincense and myrrh so we can get what those are.
Totally. And y'all, if you did grow up camping like I do and those smells hit wonderful places for you, this has a place in your cabinet, because I know we think Middle Eastern Christmas star, miracles, away in a manger, no crib for a bed. But I don't think this is far from those beautiful, natural California redwood groves that smell so beautiful. There's just something in the spices that is reminiscent of a California campground for me. And I love that I now have 3 that kind of remind me of camping.
And it's funny because I even just got a whiff of like Old Town Sacramento. Or like somewhere just going through and you have the little shops. There's like 10 on their main street. And there's one that always has candy and stuff in it fun. There's another one that has kind of like the older different scents, like where they would make candles or different things. And when you walk in, it just has that apothecary kind of vibe. And there's something in this that really has that transportive, like time is not a thing happening.
Yes. At the beginning of Christmas Carol, Dickens says the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile for the language. But I think the wisdom of our ancestors is also in the scents that get passed down over thousands of years. There is just going to be something comforting to our core as humans when we smell these things. And I think this is beguiling.
And it's funny because I know it's sort of pushed into the Christmas holiday season.
Right.
But that smell could be any time, like early fall, spring. Like if you just wanted to go off into like the quiet forest by yourself. I feel like this is a very zen kind of comforting scent.
Totally. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be 9-year-old Marcus watching Wendy Liebman on HBO. And she's going to do a routine about the wise men coming to give presents to the Holy Family. And she's going to imitate Mary going, "Oh, wow, thank you. Myrrh. Boy, we sure could use some myrrh." What's wrong with these wise men? Don't they know we need a stroller? And she got around! Head over to StirlingSoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Frankincense and Myrrh, a beautiful, spicy, clean scent, not just because of how it sits in the balance, but because it's actually reminiscent of things in nature that make you clean, and I love this. I love the tie into Christmas while this still being a very natural, outdoor scent, the farthest thing from an evergreen and hot apple cider kind of thing that you would look for. What a beautiful balance to round out your seasonals. Rod and Mandy, this is beautiful. Thank you for this. Welcome to Messages.
So for our December giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get a full-size soap of our collab we have going on with Adopted Acres.
Yeah, y'all, our first collaboration. We can't really tell you about it except it is Christmas related, but we would love you, our lucky winner, to receive the very first tub. So send an email here to wesetyou@thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you to be considered for this giveaway, and then check back here on New Year's Day when we announce our lucky winner on the show.
Best of luck!
I really expected these to be halfway between tobacco and patchouli, and I love that they're not even in the same ballpark, y'all. Beautiful mid-light spices are going on.
Yeah,
here.
not the church incense that I was expecting either. So if you think you know frankincense and myrrh, you probably don't, because we had no idea.
Rod and Mandy, thank you for knowing that some days we want a Baccarat Rouge 540, but some days we just want to smell like what guys have been smelling like for thousands and thousands of years, and this hits the nail on the head, and it's beautiful. Thank you for this.
It really is a timeless scent. Like, now I know what it smells like, and I understand why it is still all around, and why they go so well together.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a Christmas scent that's not Christmas tree, that's not candy cane, that is on the more natural, real spices of what Jesus might have actually smelled.
That's super intriguing. Like, just to get the fact that we can still get our noses on what was around back then somehow is crazy. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.